Everybody, before we get into the update this morning, I want to give you a quick overview of what we're going to go over. We need to get into the XRP chart because I've drawn it out, and XRP is in a bull flag formation, and if it breaks out of this formation, our next target would be 0.494 to retest as a double top to see if we can break out of the recent high from this run up. So we need to take a look at the price action, as right now it's sitting about the 0.447 level, as we've had a bit of a retracement from 0.4525 approximately, but we're doing exactly what we need to do to try to confirm a bull flag breakout. But I'll show you what happens both ways, whether if we break out the exact target, the first target, and ultimate target, and then if we break down, obviously, what would happen. If we break down out of this, it wouldn't be good news. And we have a very strong support level at 432, but we don't want to break down out of here. So we'll take a look at that because it's very important, and this is a bit of breaking with the XRP chart as it's formed this bull flag now, and we can confirm it. And with Bitcoin, we've went up some 1,400 points today as we were able to hold the 27,000 point level, as we talked about how crucial that was and how this seemed to be forming some kind of a bear flag here when we went down to 41.5 cents for XRP, or 412 I think it actually hit. And then with Bitcoin, when it came down to 27K, we said it was a bear flag that, or a bear trap that was forming. So at least that part played out. Now we need to see if this setup's complete or if it can continue to the next level, because Bitcoin, all it's done right now is come up to the pattern high, and we need to get out of this area to continue our journey on the 30,700 area. Otherwise, if we get rejected here, not just Bitcoin, if XRP gets rejected in this bull flag, instead of moving up towards that 50 cent area, we could very well find ourselves on the bottom side of 40 cents in a very quick and swift motion here. Because if we lose the bull flag, we're going to have to make that same move to the downside. Make sure to hit that like button, as it really does help push me through the analytics, and I will catch you on the other side of the intro. Good morning, 11:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, March 23rd, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, what's going on here right now is you can see XRP's broke back over since I came back on. It started to reverse back up to 4504, up 6.63% on the day. Bitcoin's up 1,408 points, up to 28,728. And it's up better than 5.15% on the day. So, as we can see, the bear trap played out exactly like it should have last night with what Jerome Powell was saying. He was being dovish, so the initial move should be up. So when it moved up and then dumped, it led a little bit of availability to move up again today, at least to retest the drop. And then the other thing he said yesterday was in 2024, the federal funds rate, it was supposed to be 5.1% by the end of 2024. When we started 2023, that's what we said. That was the assessment by the Fed. Now the assessment of the Fed says it's going to be 5.3% by the end of 2024, which means there's going to be an additional 20 basis point rate hike. So that should be scaring the markets, but it doesn't. That's something that has not been talked about, because on the social media, on the news, on the YouTubers, they all talk about how inflation's going down and how this was the end of the rate hike cycling, and they kind of said they didn't just kind of say, they said the exact opposite of that. So now when we look at XRP, and the other thing is the US dollar is cratering. It's down to 102.091, down 44 cents on the day. So I just have that on the sidebar here until we actually click on the XRP chart, just so you can see what's going on. It's actually not doing very well right now. So XRP's at 4503, and this is going to focus on XRP and Bitcoin. This is the aforementioned bull flag that we are in. If we can hold this bull flag, and let me get out of the 1 minute because that's a very small time frame. But if we can hold this bull flag, because that's what we broke out into today after we went all the way down, as we talked about, coming down to this it was a big drop. We broke 41 cents briefly, and then we just jumped back up. But we talked about the bear flag, and these are often wicks, and we just had to get back over 432 first, 449, and ultimately 4525, which is funny that the breakout point on the bull flag is essentially, if we go into our pattern, it's essentially the hold point. Oh, that's Bitcoin, sorry. It's the hold point on our long-term pattern. Actually, no, it's not. It's on the USDDP, I'm sorry. It's on the perpetual futures chart. But that's our long-term breakout point, is the 4525, and that's how you get back up to 494. We never adjusted this because that was the initial target we had, but it ended up showing itself, and now we can, like I've always said, even if you have a projection, you can change it once you hit that first target when it shows you. So we had a projection of 498, didn't quite make it up there, so we're moving it to 49416 where it actually hit. So that's where we'd be seeking out the double top. We have to get on top of that pattern formation here, and this is the all-time pattern, so we have to get on top of 4525, or we could break back down and end up finding ourselves down, and that's what I'm saying. It could be a big drop if we don't hold these levels. But as we see, the bull flag is formed beautifully to that exact area. The 449 on this pattern is where we wanted to get on top of, but ultimately 4525 to make the run to 494. And as we see here, the bull flag formed exactly where that pattern resistance that we want to try to turn into support on the all-time chart actually is sitting. So there's a lot of information. When we were watching Jerome Powell speak, when we were watching XRP Crater, I said hold for pump, and I said we would have to pull ourselves over 432 and prove that area if we fall and lose it. And that's exactly what we did. And now if we can hold this area and break out of the bull flag, we'll come back to 494 like we were talking about during Jerome Powell's speech. If we lose this bull flag and lose 432, then it becomes very dangerous. Then you've got the 409 or 441 cents basically, and then there's nothing. There's nothing. You got 37 cents or 37.7 basically. You could say the 382, but once you lose 40 cents, you're in some trouble. So right now, let's see this bull flag because the broader market is supporting the push up farther. So we'll see what happens there, unless it's a fake out by Bitcoin. It's not that there's a ton of volume coming in, but the way it is, you get these retests, and it would make perfect sense for XRP to retest that 494 level if we did, in fact, push out of this bull flag. So again, breaking news is we can confirm this bull flag. We've had a few hits on support, 3 hits on resistance, and now we're just going to kind of play it out. If I was a betting man, because we hit it 3 times there, we might come back down and cancel out some of these longs and actually play the game back down to 44 cents. And you could have an overextension to 432. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but a lot of times it does like to trick people. So watch this right here, this median line of 449, approximately 4485 in this area. And if it gets to the bottom side of that, you know we're going to have to retest this uptrending support at about 44. I'd say the best opportunity to get in here is the closer to 44 cents you could get. If you're trying to play this to the top side, if you're doing like a futures trade, that's your best bet, because then you could do your stop loss at around I would say the 43 cent level. But if you play it up here, you're going to have to watch it as it plays this bull flag pattern. So that's what I see. That's my observation and thesis of the market. I'm not a financial advisor, so you're going to have to make your best educated and informed decision. My job here is to try to help you out on the charts. And then with Bitcoin, we'll talk about the exact same thing. Bitcoin, I'm not going to show a bull flag, but what I am going to show on Bitcoin is the fact that it held the first area of 27,000. That's major. It's major. We talked about how when we worked our way in here, now all of a sudden the pattern is stuck. This is what we've seen here from before when we were holding 25,194. And even before, when we broke out of the pattern, we said if we held 25,194, we could come in here. And then we said if we didn't break 28,500 initially, we get sandwiched in between 27,000 and 28,500. It's exactly what's happening. Now, if we break out and hold 28,500 approximately, that's when we can come up to this 30,000. It's about 30,700 in this area. Yeah, 30,700 where we're at right now, approximately 30,728. But the farther out you go, the higher it can be. And then if you break out of that, that's when you have higher ambitions, the higher top sides. But that would be on the other charts. I have 3 Bitcoin charts. This is just for the areas we're in right now. The higher breakouts would be on other charts, but we may have to go there. We don't know. So let's just see what happens here at 28,500. If we just hold that area and get on the top side of, let's take one more look. If we just hold this area, we're already on the top side of it right now at 28,000. What is it exactly? 28,500. It's hard right here. 28,530. If we get on top and hold 28,530, chances are we're going to make our way up to that 30,700 mark. There's nothing in between. So I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this update, make sure you hit that like button. Consider joining Tom's Army or just subscribing to the YouTube channel where we have over 15,700 subscribers. If you want to trade XRP in the USA with no spot fees on the buy and sell, I have two options, BITGET and MEXC, in the video description below. And then I also have a third option, which is UPHOLD, which if you're using UPHOLD, pay attention. Their staking program, they suspended it as of March 30th. They said they didn't get any kind of talking to by the SEC, but because of the uncertainty with staking in the USA, they're taking it upon themselves to unstake everybody's staked stuff and yada, 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 which is actually very good news because I said the staking is not good to have, so I'm glad that they took it upon themselves to get rid of it. If you want to use UPHOLD, there's also a link there for that as well because these are the exchanges I use. So that's in the video description below and or the pinned comments. And then if you want to join Tom's Army and or donate XRP for my time put in or for appreciation, that's in the video description below and or pinned comments. Hashtag be better, do better. Hashtag fight assassins. And remember, help one person each and every day. Because if I don't do my part and you don't do your part, what the hell is the point?